Welcome, future foresters, to our module on the art of community organizing. In social forestry, technical skills are only half the battle. The other half is working with people. Sustainable forest management is not just about trees, it is about empowering communities who depend on them. This module will guide you through principles and practical realities of community organizing in the Philippine context. Over 3 chapters, we will move from legal mandates to core principles to real-world challenges and successes. Let us begin with Chapter 1, the legal and policy basis for community organizing. Long before formal laws, Filipinos practiced bayanihan, the spirit of communal unity that underpins modern CO. This tradition forms the foundation for community-led stewardship of natural resources. Community organizing builds on what communities already know and have. After this chapter, you will be able to 1. Identify constitutional provisions that support people's participation. 2. Explain devolution and the role of the 1991 Local Government Code. 3. Trace the policy shift from centralized forestry to people-oriented approaches, including CBFM. 4. Articulate the legal basis for a forester as facilitator and organizer. Community organizing. People, especially those most affected, organize to act together. Devolution. Transfer of power and responsibility to local government units. CBFM and CBFMA, legal instruments granting communities rights to manage forest land. Other key terms include LGU, NGO, PO, tenure, IRR, and Certificate of Stewardship contract. Now let us dive into Chapter 1, the legal and policy framework that enables community organizing in the Philippines. We begin with the Constitution and work down through key laws and programs. The 1987 Constitution is the supreme law and the bedrock for people's participation in governance. Article 2, Section 23 states, "The state shall encourage non-governmental, community-based, or sectoral organizations that promote the welfare of the nation." This provision recognizes community organizations' role and obligates the state to create an enabling environment. Other constitutional provisions on social justice and human rights reinforce participation and equity. The 1987 Constitution emerged after the People Power movement, embedding democratic participatory values. The framers emphasized social justice, human rights, and people's participation in governance. This set the stage for later laws that devolved power to local communities. The 1991 Local Government Code, RA 7160, is a landmark in devolution. Devolution transfers power and responsibility from national to local governments to make them more responsive. LGUs gained authority over natural resource management within their jurisdictions. This includes issuing permits, enforcing local environmental regulations, and planning local development. The LGC mandates consultation with NGOs and people's organizations in planning and implementation. This inclusion helps ensure decisions are more inclusive and locally appropriate. However, many LGUs face capacity gaps and risks of elite capture. Historically, forestry was centralized, top-down, and often exclusionary, leading to deforestation and social conflict. Excluding communities produced conflicts over access and weak stewardship. The lack of community participation undermined long-term sustainability. Response included people-oriented programs like the Integrated Social Forestry Program, ISFP, launched in 1982, granted 25-year certificates of stewardship, and promoted agroforestry. It combined livelihood support with forest conservation, but had limitations in tenure security and monitoring. In 1995, Executive Order No. 263 established community-based forest management as national strategy. CBFM centers on community empowerment, sustainable resource management, and equitable benefit sharing. Communities prepare management plans and can harvest forest products under agreed rules. The CBFMA formalizes rights and responsibilities between government and communities. CBFM grants 25-year tenure, renewable for another 25 years, a key to long-term stewardship. DAO 96-29 provides the IRR for implementation, including area selection, CRMF requirements, and monitoring. Monitoring, planning, and capacity support are central to the IRR. CBFM has produced success stories: sustainable enterprises, restored forests, improved livelihoods, but challenges persist: inadequate agency support, conflicting policies, market access, internal disputes, and illegal threats. Foresters play a vital role as facilitators, bridging technical knowledge and community-led action. Within this legal framework, foresters act as community facilitators, supporting planning, training, and linkage building. Your role is to empower communities to design and enforce sustainable management plans. Key takeaways: constitutional support for participation, devolution via the LGC, policy shift to CBFM, and the forester's facilitative role. Next, we cover the core principles and practical stages of community organizing in social forestry. Community organizing is guided by live with them, learn from them, plan with them, work with them, start with what they know, build on what they have. This principle centers local knowledge and ownership. Participation is not token consultation, it is co-creation of solutions. Stage 1. Entry and community integration. Living among people builds trust and understanding. Initial assessment captures socioeconomic context and resource patterns. Stage 2. Community study and diagnosis. Use PRA tools to learn from community members and map resources and priorities. Value traditional knowledge as data for planning. Stage 3. Analysis and joint planning. Facilitate prioritization and co-develop action plans with clear responsibilities. Support formation and formalization of people's organizations to lead activities. Stage 4. Action and implementation. Mobilize the community into agreed activities. Planting, protection, enterprise development, and monitoring. Link community enterprises to markets where possible. Stage 5. Monitoring and participatory evaluation. Use participatory M&E to adapt and improve activities. Stage 6. Termination. Ensure long-term sustainability and legal recognition. Help formalize organizations so they can continue independently. Effective organizers share key characteristics: cultural sensitivity, respect and understand community norms. Humility. The community are the experts on their lives. Technical knowledge of silviculture and policy is essential. Facilitation and advocacy to build consensus and secure support. Practical tips: live with the community. Listen first. Plan jointly. Enable local leadership. Build networks with LGUs, NGOs, and market partners for resources and support. Know the law. Reference the Constitution, LGC, EO 263, and DOO 96/29 when needed. In sum, community organizing turns passive recipients into empowered partners, strengthening forests and livelihoods together. As future foresters, your role is to facilitate participation, ensure equity, and help communities steward their resources. Join the next lesson for case studies, tools, and templates. Subscribe for the series. Thank you, and keep the forest and its people at the heart of your work.